Yo, 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 what's up guys? It's Ben and welcome back to Couch Logic. Now today, we're gonna be ranking movie parents based on how good or bad they might seem to be on screen. Now coming up with this list was a little difficult because we had to, parse the sheer amount of movie parents that there have been in the history of cinema, but I think you'll appreciate the list we got going on here today, so check it out. Red Guardian from Thunderbolts. So he's a former Soviet super soldier and Russia's answer to Captain America, yeah, but Red Guardian is brash, boastful, and rough around the edges. Though his parenting of Yelena was part of a deep cover mission, he developed a genuine, if dysfunctional, bond with her. He's flawed, loud, hilarious, but well-meaning, and often tries to be the loudest one in the group to sort of regain relevance while also struggling with his own sense of identity and past failures. He's definitely the shoulder that you can cry on. And honestly, I can't see Red Guardian without seeing David Harbour, so to me, they are one and the same. Perfect casting, we're gonna go with a B-tier parent here. Peter and Kate McAllister from Home Alone. Now here we got some upper middle class parents from suburban Chicago. Peter and Kate McAllister are well-meaning but comically inattentive. Kate especially is frantic and guilt-ridden after accidentally leaving her young son Kevin home alone during a family trip. Like, wow. How you gonna get so busy that you start losing kids? But despite all the chaos, their love for Kevin is evident that they completely disrupt their vacation plans after they arrive to get back and try to find him. I never really looked at these parents and said, wow, I wish they were my dada and mum, but they are super wholesome, so we'll say A tier, especially because even I see them once a year. Joyce Byers from Stranger Things. Off the rip, when Joyce loses Will, she's shown as being fiercely devoted and intuitive. She's a single mother, willing to go to extraordinary lengths to protect her sons, especially when confronted with supernatural threats. Her emotional intensity and resourcefulness are central to the series. The now iconic scene where Joyce uses Christmas lights to communicate with Will from beyond set a standard of a mother's love on screen, and I gotta admit, I did tear up a little when them lights lit up and the music swelled, and man, Joyce, that's 2016's Mom of the Year right there. Easy S tier. Now, as for Ted and Karen Wheeler, they're more traditional and detached. The Wheelers embody suburban apathy. Karen occasionally shows maternal concern, but Ted is mostly oblivious. So yeah, none of their scenes ring classic to me, so we're gonna go with D tier. Then you got Hopper, who's like a father figure to Eleven. Though not her biological parent, Jim Hopper becomes Eleven's protective father figure. Gruff but loving, he gradually opens up emotionally and sacrifices deeply for her well-being. That's an A-tier fellow there. Up next we got Din Djarin, the Mandalorian from the Star Wars universe. This stoic bounty hunter turned guardian, the Mandalorian becomes an unlikely and deeply loyal father to Grogu, aka Baby Yodes. His journey throughout the show is like one of transformation from isolated warrior to protective and self-sacrificing parent. His armor hides not just his face, but the growing affection he holds for the little foundling. Dads out there immediately took note, and now with so many real-life Mandalorians running around throughout today's society, I think it's safe to say that Din Din here belongs in the A tier. Morticia and Gomez Addams from the Addams family. Elegant, eccentric, and deeply in love, Morticia and Gomez are iconic gothic parents who raise their children, Wednesday and Pugsley, with pride in their macabre heritage. Their parenting is full of strange affection, poetic language, and unshakable loyalty to family. They embrace weirdness and encourage creativity and independence. I also model my entire relationship around these two characters, as even I have been known to spontaneously dance and sing with my partner while our kids watch and cringe in horror. S-tier parents. Bob and Linda Belcher from Bob's Burgers. Okay, we all know they're the owners of a struggling burger joint, but Bob and Linda are quirky, supportive, and unfiltered. Bob is dry and deadpan but loving, while Linda is loud, bubbly, and endlessly encouraging. Together, they create this chaotic but nurturing home for their three eccentric kids, embracing each child's weirdness with open arms. I will say, children of parents who are chefs, cooks, whatever, always smell like food, and I don't know if I could take that. I'm very particular to smells, so we're gonna say B tier. Molly and Arthur Weasley from Harry Potter. Give it up for all my redheaded friends out there. The heart of the Weasley family, Molly is a fiercely loving matriarch with no-nonsense attitude and a wand at the ready. Arthur is curious, gentle, and fascinated by Muggle life. Together, they provide warmth, safety, and old-fashioned values to both their children and Harry Potter, who finds a second home with them once they make the move to Hogwarts. These guys have always seemed very loving, but kinda airheaded, if not extremely, caring. Plus, they're wizards, so I'm gonna go B tier for being so known throughout the Muggle world that you gotta salute. Brian Mills from Taken. Okay, this former CIA operative has a very particular set of skills. Brian Mills fiercely protects his family even from afar after a divorce. During a vacation after his daughter is kidnapped, he unleashes his training to fly across the world and rescue her without hesitation. His love is quiet, but all-consuming, shown through action rather than words. He's the archetype of the action dad and kinda the one I'd want saving my ass in a situation, so we're gonna say S tier for holy shit. Joel Miller, The Last of Us. This haunted and hardened survivor of a post-apocalyptic world, Joel loses his daughter early in the outbreak and later becomes a reluctant father figure to Ellie. His journey explores themes of grief, found family, and moral ambiguity. He's emotionally closed off, but willing to destroy the world to protect someone he loves, and we can see because one time he killed 100 guys just to save Ellie, which in turn made some orphans himself, so yeah, he's got the dad jokes on lock and can play both the good and the bad guy. The world made him this way, so you can't blame him too much. We're gonna say B tier. Bob and Helen Parr from The Incredibles. Also known as Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl, they are superpowered parents trying to balance heroics with suburban family life. Bob is strong but nostalgic for his glory days. Helen is resourceful and pragmatic. Together, they teach their children to embrace their powers responsibly while navigating the challenges of everyday parenting. Helen, yeah, I like him. A tier.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Yes, sir, brother.
Odin from Thor. Yeah, the all-father of Asgard, Odin is like a godlike ruler and a stern patriarch. He's incredibly wise and powerful, but distant and often secretive. His parenting is marked by favoritism, hidden truths, and an overwhelming sense of duty. He struggles with raising his sons Thor and Loki, both of whom defy his expectations in very different ways. Plus, when you're portrayed by Anthony Hopkins, yo, you've got that gruff with you, my boy. Odin, do yo thing. B tier. Darth Vader or Anakin Skywalker from Star Wars. Once a heroic Jedi Knight, Anakin falls to the dark side and becomes Darth Vader. He's a tragic figure whose love and fear led to his corruption. Now, as a father, he is initially absent and feared, but his eventual redemption through Luke Skywalker becomes one of the saga's emotional cores. A symbol of lost potential and eventual atonement. Not really the best dad, though. C tier. Jack Torrance from The Shining. Oh boy. Jack. A struggling writer and recovering alcoholic, Jack becomes the winter caretaker of the haunted Overlook Hotel with his family. As isolation and supernatural forces take their toll, Jack descends into madness, becoming a violent threat to his wife and his son. He represents a terrifying inversion of fatherhood, from protector to predator. Having a dad that's gonna get possessed and kill you, that's mid. Come on now, dad. That ain't the move. So freaking aggressive throughout the whole movie. I'm gonna have to skip Mans, or worse yet, put him in the F tier. Sheesh. All the parents from Modern Family. Now, anyone who's seen this show knows that it celebrates diversity in parenting styles and Modern Family dynamics with heart and humor. So you got Phil and Claire Dunphy. Phil is goofy and endlessly optimistic. Claire is high-strung but caring. Together, they're chaotic but deeply devoted. B tier. Jay and Gloria Pritchett. Jay is gruff and old-fashioned. Gloria is fiery and passionate. They blend cultures while parenting Manny and Joe pretty well, so let's say A tier. Then you got Mitchell and Cameron Tucker Pritchett, a neurotic lawyer and flamboyant stay-at-home dad raising adopted daughter Lily with humor, love, and plenty of overthinking. C tier. Up next, you got Riley's parents from Inside Out. Riley's mom and dad are loving, attentive, and supportive, though they sometimes struggle to connect during their move from Minnesota to San Francisco. The film, Inside Out, presents them through the lens of emotions, showing that even the best parents can be emotionally mismatched at times. Ultimately, they support Riley through her emotional growth with patience and understanding, and hey, that's all I could really ask for out of a parent. B tier. Governor Throp from Wicked. Based on Wizard of Oz and the Wicked musical, Governor Thorpe is Elphaba's maternal grandfather. He represents the political and social expectations placed on the Throp family. Though not a prominent parent in the traditional sense, his legacy looms over Elphaba's identity and the tensions between power, heritage, and individuality. So he's almost like a grandpa with swag. But yeah, love his outfits, don't really like Wicked, love Wizard of Oz, but don't really care for Mr. Thrope here. He didn't really move me when I was watching the movie, so sorry. D tier. Jake and Neytiri from Avatar. Blue people stand up. Here we have the leaders of a clan themselves, Jake and Neytiri. They're like these warrior parents, raising a mixed family in a world of cultural clashes and environmental peril. They balance love, discipline, and survival as they guide their children through conflict with the human invaders. Their bond is deep, spiritual, and fiercely protective, and boy do they kick ass. Watching these guys hunt, kill, fly, swoop, shoot is just as fun as watching them parent, which they do throughout the movies. So we're gonna put these guys in the A tier. And that's it. What'd you guys think about today's episode? Would you have ranked anybody in a different spot? You gotta let me know down in the comments below. I'm Ben. Thank you for watching Couch Like. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe, and we'll literally see you on the next one. Peace.